as we normally have it, the second week in November, second Wednesday in November, because the third Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving, and no one's going to come then. So, we'll welcome him in the more formal process of that time. But I'd like to introduce the City Attorney, JULES.
I wanted to say something witty when I got up here, but I just learned just 2 minutes ago that Ellen passed away, and I'm still recovering from that. She was a good friend, and God bless her soul. And my condolences to everybody here who was very good friends with her. It's a shame. But God's got a plan for all of us, I guess. You know, everybody goes through losses. I just had one. Just now being able to drive over the Vincent Thomas Bridge and not slow down. You know, it's an interesting thing to lose somebody. What a great lady. What a great lady. In any event, the City Attorney's Office is doing fine. We have an unprecedented streak of victories. I have two of the finest city attorneys I know in this room right now. My Chief Deputy, Bill Carter, right there. All accolades that the success of that office go to Bill Carter. I just stand there and say, Bill, we'll be next. And then there's Sherman who holds the board down out here very, very well. Sherman, thank you for all the good work that you do. But I'll tell you, we are beating on all 8 cylinders over there. I mean, honestly, the City Attorney's Office today is functioning like it's never functioned before. We are winning cases, your treasury is being defended. We're probably up to now about, what, 250 million? Somewhere around there? We're saving you guys about 250 million in victories, not laying down. We're taking cases to trial. We try cases in the City Attorney's Office. We fight, and we'll continue to fight. We are not a pushover anymore. You want the money from us, you're going to have to earn it. The porcupine defense, I called it when I was running for a city attorney, and that is, you may eat me, but I'm not going to case good going down. And that's who we are. So, folks, I'll tell you this. We've got a lot on our plate. You cannot believe what's on our plate. I mean, when I come in November, I'll give you a highlight from all the things we've been doing, but today we were hit with the AEG surprise. And I'm sure that the story's going to develop and come out, and you'll probably read about it in the paper, but I'm sure there's a backstory we haven't heard yet, and if I find out about it in November, I'll give it to you. We get news every single day. If it's not the port, it's the airport, or the DWP, but I can tell you this, we're on top of it. Nothing happens without us being involved. On the AEG front, we are the lawyers for the city. We don't use outside counsel anymore, although we're down to the point now where we're at a skeleton crew. When I took office, we had 647 lawyers. Now we have 490. We have not hired one person. We have not hired one person. We haven't replaced one person since I've been the City Attorney of Los Angeles. We've finished under budget, and believe me, my predecessor's budget was $117 million. My net effective budget this year is about, when you take in the furloughs and all that, about 82 million. We're running this thing on probably $30 million less than when it was run before 3 years ago. So we're working hard. I'll talk to you in November. I love this place. This is my second home. I've adopted the Valley. I'm looking for a campaign office in the Valley, and hopefully you guys will stop by and talk. Bill's house. Are you going to move out? Thank you, guys.
Thank you. See you in November. Okay, next I'd like to have our senior leads come up. And I have a question for Ron Carter. He knows what the question is. How many days left, Ron? I mean, no. I have no idea. I was told. Well, anyways, 4 months, 161 days. Frightening. Okay, tell us what's happening in Sherman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Senior Lead Officer Trent Berry, and along with Officer Ron Carter, we are the Senior Lead Officers for the Sherman Oaks community, and we just wanted to take a moment tonight to let you guys know what's going on in your neighborhoods. For us right now, our area of concern is going to be property crimes. When I say property crimes, I'm talking about grand theft auto, your vehicles being stolen, burglary theft from vehicle, cars being broken into. So for us, it's important for us to come out and get the word out to all of you what's going on in your neighborhoods. And the way you guys can help us, of course, is just get the word out to please not leave valuables inside your vehicles. I know the holidays are fast approaching, and when you guys are out shopping, going to the malls, or even parking your own streets and driveways, please get into the habit of not leaving any items of value inside your vehicles, because for us, that seems to be the big thing right now with the suspects that are out there looking into vehicles and looking for something to take. So if you guys can do that for us, that would be really great. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Rob and see if he has any words to say.
Good evening. Thank you for being here, first of all, and thank you, Richard and Sherman Oaks Home Association, for having these monthly meetings. It's very important that we connect regularly, so if you're not connected, either on one of the social media networks, because we're doing everything. We're tweeting, we're on Nixle, we're on Facebook, Van Nuys has his own Facebook. Please get connected. And if you're not connected with Trent or myself, as far as the neighborhood watch, please do that as well. It's very, very important that we all know each other. Right now, I'm going to ditto everything that Trent said, because it's the same thing in all areas of Sherman Oaks. Property crimes and opportunists. So if you don't leave things in your car, all your good stuff, then people won't be breaking in to take your stuff. And we're finding that they're becoming very, very knowledgeable of the areas where people are leaving their cars and stuff in it. So if you would take those goodies out, you would help us reduce that crime in particular by about 35%. That's about 114 less property crimes every 4 weeks. That's how many crimes we have, property crimes. One real quick thing, Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy, if your residents abut that area, we are working now with the park rangers, Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy. We have a couple weekend cars that they are dedicating to that area for us, because we've had incidents of transients, homeless encampments up in the mountains, and then just dropping down to our streets and taking advantage. We are using our helicopter reasonably as necessary to cruise along and look for encampments. And our officers are actually put a request in for our off-road bikes, the off-road bike unit to come back. A couple of our officers, motor officers, that can actually drive in those areas to look for people that are camping out, to remove them from the area. So if you see anyone going up into the hills with shopping carts or camping gear, and they are not just hikers, please let us know. And thank you for doing all the work you're doing.
Thank you. Now, we don't have time for questions, but we're going to have you make a statement in a second. With that, if there are any candidates in the room, please come up and introduce yourself. You look like a candidate.
I look like what?
Especially with a tie.
Thank you. My name is Jay Stern, and yes, I am a candidate. I am a candidate for the 46th Assembly District, which includes Sherman Oaks, this area, Panorama City, and other areas in the heart of the valley. But I have a question that I want to ask the officers. That's really what I want to say right now. When I was at the Panorama City Neighborhood Council meeting, and by the way, the representative of the Republican Central Committee for 46th District is going to be attending every neighborhood council meeting, including the Homeowners Association here from now on. Question to you fellows is, since the state early release program began, can you tell the folks here how many individuals have been released back into this community and what the effects have been as far as picking them up again?
Probably don't have those statistics. Okay, we're going to hear more from Jay and also Adrian Nazarian at the October meeting. Look forward to it. Okay, deputies, any deputies that are here, please come up and introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Cora Ricci with Congressman Howard Berman's office, and thank you for allowing me to speak. Congressman Berman, of course, had a very, very busy month. During the month of August, there was a recess, and Howard participated in many activities, met with many participate in the Global Human Trafficking Conference, and I love this quote, so I want to read it to you. The fight against human trafficking in the modern day continuation is the continuation of the fight against slavery. It is the fight to give people the dignity they deserve. So that was a very important conference that he attended. He also had some church visits, went to the Presbyterian Church, the Coptic Church.
And he was here with Congressman Brad Sherman a month ago. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Maria Ventura, and I'm with the Office of Tamar Collapson. I'm here based in the Lake Balboa office, and I'm thrilled to be here and ready to work with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Jonathan?
Good evening, my name is Jonathan Brand. I'm Deputy for Councilman Tom LaBonge here in Sherman Oaks. Good to see you all. One quick note, the councilman has decided to support the upcoming ballot measure HH, which is aimed at acquiring and protecting hillside reservation properties east of the 405, which is pretty much all of his district with the 5 freeway. So that councilman is supporting that. We hope that the voters do too.
Is Suzanne Miller here? Wait a minute. Jonathan? Who is Suzanne Miller? Okay, what Jonathan wants you to know is Suzanne Miller is in charge of any problem you have in the Sherman Oaks area that relates to the city of Los Angeles. Jonathan is in charge of planning for the councilman. Suzanne Miller is in charge of solving all other problems. So if you pick up the newsletter over there, you can get your email address and telephone number.
We have been working on one other issue. We've received lots and lots of phone calls, correspondence about the new signal at Ventura and Hazeltine. Everyone's favorite new signal, you know all about it. There actually is a timing problem. DOT's working on that, and they'll make an effort to fix it, and I'm sure we will receive correspondence from everyone to see if it's working, and if it's not, we'll go to Plan B.
Okay. So what do you mean by they're going to try to fix it? You said they will fix it. I just want to make sure I heard you right. They will fix it. Okay.
Helicopters again. A year ago, they were flying all over the place, driving us crazy. They spent a lot of time above my house at 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. just to make sure we got good television feeds for everybody to watch the bridge come down. There were the nice wine and cheese parties, too, up off Skadlock so that they could have, watch the bridge come down, drink some wine, eat some cheese, and destroy the neighborhood with noise. If it happens again this year, I'd like you to go over to the table there and get one of these orange papers and write a letter to the FAA or write a letter to me and tell them what happened. Write them an email and say, look, they destroyed what was going to be a pretty good weekend on Carmageddon 2. So keep that in mind, and you can always reach me. My email is bobhillsideordinance@roadrunner.com, and we will keep fighting to get this to stop. Let's hope they're intelligent this time and realize they're kind of in trouble with the FAA and keep the noise down. Thanks.
I would like to introduce to you Jerry Dilich. I'm sure most of you know her. Jerry, come on up.
You're going to ask me out, but thank you so much. And I got to say hi to many of you. I was here last year telling you about Connor's 5K run walk, and just hearing the tributes that we made to Ellen was just very heart-wrenching. This year, not only do we have the walk and I sent the flyer around, but on the back, and something we didn't talk about is new, the Team Safe Driver Fair. So it's going to be after the run's on 14th and the Team Safe Driver Fair is on the 20th. It's all in recognition of National Team Safe Driving Week, the same week that Connor was killed when he was 16 by an 18-year-old driver. So maybe you have sons and daughters, maybe you have grandchildren. This is open to the public. It's a great event. It's going to be here at Notre Dame. The first 500 people get free in and out lunch, so that's worth it to come, the price of admission. And I hope that we're bringing you a lot of great resources so we can have safer streets. I know there's just recently some hit and runs with young teenagers in our area. So I appreciate all your support and thank you for letting me come and talk. And again, I hope that you will all come out for a fun day of running and walking. It's not the same day as the Sherman Oaks Street Fair, so that will be good for everybody. And the team is safe driving there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Elsie?
Hi, I wanted to talk to you about Franklin Canyon today. I don't know if any of you know it. It's a beautiful, beautiful nature area across from Tree People and Mulholland and Coldwater. Deep into the canyon, there's a trail, a Hastings Trail, that goes up all the way to the top of the mountain. It's a beautiful view from the snow-capped mountains to the Channel Islands. This trail has been hiked for many years. The top is owned by a private developer who purchased all these different lots and who's planning to put mega mansions up there. In response to that, a group formed called Save Franklin Canyon. We have a website, savefranklincanyon.com. We hired a land use attorney to try to preserve access to that trail that has been used by the public for decades. And the trial started last week. We were down there every day. It was very interesting. It will continue Monday and Tuesday. And you will see the final update. The lawyer thinks we're 50-50 chance of winning. If you have any interest, Ellen over there heads the Save Franklin Canyon efforts, and we hope, if you're interested, maybe you can make a contribution as well. And oh, Ellen thinks our chances are, oh yes, the lawyer thinks it looks pretty good. So if you can help us. And I would like to introduce to you Paul Edelman, who's the chief of recreation. You know what? I left my note.
Natural Resources and Planning.
And he's also on the board of the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy.
Deputy Director.
Deputy Director. And he's been doing this for 22 years. He has worked tirelessly to maintain our open spaces, and he has a proposal to talk to you about.
Thank you, Elkie. Thank you, everybody. The hills of Sherman Oaks have this great walnut woodland covering them. That walnut woodland has, as you know, bobcats, mule deer, hawks, and it's a great resource. And it's just a great resource that then contributes to all of the Santa Monica Mountains and the eastern Santa Monica Mountains. Some of it's saved and a lot of it's not saved, which you might be aware of. So what I'm talking tonight about is Measure HH was put on the ballot by the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority, with which I'm the Chief of Natural Resources and Planning. And what this does is it gives voters a chance to decide whether or not they want to put a special tax on themselves in this local district to maintain the land that's already been saved and also to buy new land and then have some funding to protect that land. It's a local measure. The money raised within the district boundary can only be spent in the district boundary. And if you look at the maps that I've passed out, there's some packages with a cover sheet and there are two maps behind it. The first map is a handout about the measure, Measure HH for the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority. The second map with a red boundary, 8.5 by 11, shows the district boundary. And then I made another handout that actually shows a zoom in on Sherman Oaks to show you some of the resources in your area and some of the parcels that the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority currently maintains. And the purple properties on that 11 by 17 map are the parcels that history of them has not been written yet. They're private, undeveloped parcels. So what HH is, it's $24 a year per developed parcel, no tax for vacant parcels, no tax if your house straddles a couple parcels. And it will raise for the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority about $680,000 a year for 10 years, and then the $24 tax is eliminated. So what you get is you get more land acquisition, brush clearance, ranger and safety patrols. And there was a big pitch from the LAPD about working with the MRC rangers earlier. Trail development, just general purpose recreational improvements in open space. The reason why the MRC is doing it is that in 2014, all of the operations money that the MRC has really leaned on from Proposition A, LA County Measure Proposition A, more or less cold turkeys out for 2014, more without money. So this is really the voters' chance to see whether or not they want to take special tax on themselves for $24 within this local district, say Valley Vista, Valley Vista South, to make sure that their area, the eastern Santa Monica Mountains, has ranger patrol, has brush codes, has more land acquisition, and doesn't go the direction that's looking like a lot of other areas are going to go, open space areas. Thank you. If you have any questions on here, please. Thank you.
Thank you. And one final speaker before the real speaker, our main speaker, Marshall.
Metro.
Oh. One final before Metro, which I think the supervisor will be discussing after also, but we'll get you up here quickly.
I guess I'm an unreal speaker. Members of the Soha board met with Councilman Tom Bonge and his staff in order to discuss current issues of concern to Sherman Oaks, and followed up with a tour which included areas of concern over land use issues as well as of problematic traffic conditions which need to be addressed through timing of stoplights and other remedies. The meeting was very helpful. We appreciate the time that was given to us by the council member and his staff. Many sensitive areas were discussed, including the IVT project, the ongoing construction at Ralph's and the old Baroni site, the traffic problems in that area. Other concerns such as access to Deervale Park, the situation with trees and tree trimming along the boulevard, and other matters of concern were also addressed. The IVT project was the first agenda item and took about a half an hour. The councilman's deputy, Jonathan Brand, gave his opinion about the status of the project, which included concerns over the large deviations from the specific plan that were requested by the developer. He said that he could understand small deviations from the plan which might make sense for improvement in traffic or on-site specific improvements to create a better project, but he was concerned by the enormous increases in density and traffic associated traffic which would accompany the project that is now proposed. The councilman stated that he had not yet formed an opinion on the project and wanted to wait until the professionals, which includes the planning department, had a chance to weigh in on these issues. Interestingly, a new project in Councilman Garcetti's district recently forced the neighbors in that area to take the city to court when they found that a 231-page supplemental finding backing the proposal for a 17-story high-rise condominium project in Hollywood had been submitted by the city planning department as official findings. These supplemental findings had been prepared by the developer and not written or reviewed by the planning department. Based on the suit filed by the neighbors, appeal judge Ann Jones courageously held that the city council and city departments had violated the due process rights of the community and had violated the California Environmental Quality Act, among other statutes. Robert Silverstein, the lead attorney for the neighbors on the project, stated, quote, "We allege the city engaged in misconduct, lied to members of the public, and suppressed facts in an effort to conceal critical material from the public. The judge courageously upheld our constitutional challenge, which is extremely rare. In light of the behavior of the planning department in this case and our fears that similar activities might transpire, we are concerned that the councilman will place undue emphasis on planning department findings, which have in the past been written by the developer. We will hope that he will make an independent judgment in these matters." Thank you.
Thank you. And then quickly, have you worked with the MTA? Okay, because your boss's boss's boss is next up.
Really quick, thank you so much for letting me speak. I'm here to give a quick update on the East San Fernando Valley Transit Corridor. It's a project that will run on either Sepulveda or Van Nuys Boulevard from Ventura up to Fillmore, San Fernando. And we're having our third round of community meetings the first and second week of October. The first one is October 2nd at Sepulveda Middle School between 6 and 8. The second is at San Fernando High School on October 4th between 6 and 8. The third is at Panorama High on Saturday, October 6th between 10 and 12. And the last one is at Van Nuys Civic Center on October 9th between 3 and 5. So there's more information over at the table, and please come by me if you have any questions.
You're going to be able to stick around? So if anyone has any questions at the end of the meeting, please stay around. Okay, where is our guest? Did you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, our speaker this evening has a